protect Confederate monuments, look how he stood up to Antifa. In just the past several days, the out-left has erased decades of history. They've been brainwashed by the liberal media to hate America and everything that it stands for, which is why they're taking an Orwellian stance on historical censorship. Furious patriots came together in Charlottesville, in a desperate attempt to stop the radical left from destroying the Robert E. Lee Monument, and while the liberal media continues to demonize them, it seems that nothing could be further from the truth. As far as our sources show, the majority of alt-right protesters were peaceful. They were intimidating, yes, but that's because when you're up against Antifa thugs you have to be. The alt-right understood that if the statue of Robert E. Lee was destroyed, then no other monument would be safe. Despite the alt-right's peaceful protest, the far left grew extremely violent. We saw this in Berkeley, and it's beginning to become a pattern with them. They began viciously attacking the alt-right fascists, with sticks, stones, and even sharpened, improvised weapons. The alt-right fought back. In response, the media has only shown this one-sided story of the alt-right retaliating, and they're claiming that they're the ones who started everything. They put even more fuel on the fire, and ignited the tempers of gullible liberals all across the nation, who have now demanded that every single national monument be torn down. The first domino in this chain of events was Durham, North Carolina, where angry Antifa thugs and liberal lunatics wrapped a rope around a monument of a Confederate soldier, and tore it down. They gleefully cheered as the piece of art and historical symbol fell to the ground, and crumbled on its own weight. We also saw this in Baltimore recently, after Mayor Catherine Pugh made a disgusting and cowardly move to secretly remove 4 national monuments overnight. Silence is consent previously reported on this. Catherine Pugh, the woman responsible for this eradication of our history, has a history of supporting anti-American causes and pandering to Antifa. A die-hard liberal, the mayor has frequently come under fire for being far too lenient on the black crime rampant through the city. This makes her a perfect Muslim ally. Muslims understand that they need to convert American leaders onto their side, and liberals are the dumbest and easiest politicians to convert. This is why it should come as no surprise that Pugh has decided to remove all of Baltimore's Confederate statues just 24 hours after CARE and their Antifa allies demanded that they be torn down. Now, after this Baltimore mayor has surrendered to Muslim demands, we must shine a light on this violent, disgusting practice going on under our noses. Liberals and radical Muslims have formed an unholy alliance, and are hell-bent on destroying every single piece of history that this great nation has created, which means it's on us to stop them. With governors such as Terry McAuliffe coming out and pushing for the removal of Confederate monuments, it seemed that all hope was lost, until Donald Trump stepped in. Time and time again, President Trump has shown us that he truly does care about the patriots who elected him into office. And he doesn't care about what anyone else thinks. Donald Trump has stepped in, and refused to pander to the radical Muslims and leftists who wish to see this great country destroyed. The Daily Caller reports that he's ordered his Interior Department to safeguard these memoirs of the past. The Interior Department won't be removing monuments to Confederate soldiers at national battlefields that are an important part of our country's history, according to a spokesman. The National Park Service is committed to safeguarding these memorials while simultaneously educating visitors holistically and objectively about the actions, motivations and causes of the soldiers and states they commemorate, spokesman Jeremy Barnum told D&D News. National park statements come after a woman was killed counter-protesting a white supremacist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. The city voted to remove a statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee. A man driving a Dodge Challenger drove into a crowd of counter-protesters, killing 1 and injuring 19 others. That man, 20-year-old James Alex Fields, has been charged with second-degree murder. The incident has only spurred the movement to remove Confederate monuments and rename schools, buildings and highways that had been named after Confederate politicians and generals. While the far left does everything they can to destroy this country, the iron-willed patriots are fighting back as best they can. Conservatives understand that in order to preserve our great country, We must first preserve our culture, and our heritage. If we cave in now to the removal of Confederate monuments, it's only a matter of time before the left pushes for more and more censorship. When you give them an inch, they take a foot. When you give them a foot, they take a mile. And it's time to stop giving them any more ground. Thank you for watching this video. What do you think about this? Share this on Facebook and Twitter along with your comments.